Yep. Today we're doing some wiring. We're at a point where I feel like I can start showing off a little bit of the electronics here. So here we go. Starting probably from the best and getting worse as we get towards the back of the bike. Anyway, got the headlight finally wired up. Excited about that. The ignition, the coil, all of that. Ran some new wires for the coil. Ran the same stock wires for the ignition, and then new wires for the headlight that all go through the frame here, thanks to the hole that lowbrow provides out the back. And then you just got to figure out your own up front. To me, this seemed like the best way to go right here, so here we are. And it doesn't, the gas tank barely touches them. I'm running leather washers underneath the gas tank, and then I have the bungs mounted on top of the frame intentionally so that the gas tank has a little bit of lift, a tiny amount of lift, maybe like a ½ inch or so, quarter to a ½ inch. But that just gives it enough to avoid that wire there. And then I like the look of the tank sitting right there rather than all the way on the frame. And the leather washers provide a little bit of cushion and help it from like rattling and stuff. But anyway, oh, and if you want some of those, I make these, and I sell them online if you would like some of these leather washers. So anyway, all the wires coming out the back here. This still kind of looks like shit, but I swear it's like so much better than it was. I've just got to mount a couple things, figure out the ground, which I think I'm just going to attach right here with this bung, probably weld this in, something like that, and then have the grounds just screw into that right there. Got the taillight wiring set up. The brake switch, the rear brake switch is already in. This all just needs to get tucked away. Here's the headlight on off, which I plan on putting in a sneaky location behind the oil tank. And that's the other thing. The last thing I got to do is mount the taillight somewhere here. So I haven't really decided. Top, middle, bottom. I'm kind of leaning towards this, right below the knife. But we'll see. I'm gonna make it so I can move it wherever I want. Yeah, so far so good. Oh, and then I cleaned up the wires underneath and ran them a little differently. So the wires that go underneath the bike, there's nothing hanging below the frame. So if I bump anything with the frame underneath, I know that it's pretty much just going to be the frame hitting shit. No wires or oil lines or anything sticking below. So that's kind of nice. Peace of mind. And then the only wire left to take out is this guy. I'm going to make a blocking plate for the motor here, and then try to pull that off. So yeah. And then a couple of these have to be zip tied up, unfortunately. I gotta use a zip tie on these wires here. But slowly but surely we are getting there. Just finished up with the license plate mount here. Not exactly what I had visioned, but it seems like it'll work. And I can adjust it, move it in case it gets cockeyed or whatever. I can do that and take it off. That's kind of nice. And that pretty much completes the majority of the wiring, except for figuring out a home for all of this shit. But I've taken off like pretty much all the other sensors and got everything hooked back up. So yeah, here's the moment of truth. Let's see if it all works. Sweet.